Hi guys, welcome back to W18, the Watford fan channel for a Q&A live stream. Haven't done one of these before, done a Q&A before in the last international break. It's really boring. Oh my God, yesterday. It just shows without fans, and as a Watford fan channel, it really did highlight without fans, football is absolutely nothing. That was an awful game between England and Croatia. But today we're going to be just talking about Watford. Any questions you've got for me? I'm going to keep this to about half an hour, but it's the international break. There's not a lot of content to bring you guys, so I thought, why not do another Q&A? You guys seem to really like them, so let's get straight into it. Before we start, actually got a few announcements. Number one, today is Shane's birthday. So in the live stream, wish Shane a happy birthday. Don't forget to tweet him, follow him on Instagram, etc. But make sure you say to Shane, happy birthday. I think he's 24 now, so big happy birthday to Shane, absolute legend. Number two, if you can make tomorrow, the Watford ladies are in the cup competition against Coventry City ladies. A really big game in their season. I'll be down there, a few other Watford fans will be down there. Hopefully we can create a little bit of an atmosphere, a really big game in the Golden Goal season. So if you can get down to Kings Langley, 3 o'clock kickoff, then make sure you do. And before we start, got my favourite drink, got a bit of Rubicon. If you like Rubicon, let me know in the live stream. But I thought, why not do a Q&A? You guys really like them, which is odd. But yeah, make sure you wish Shane a happy birthday. So send in your questions. I'm going to be talking all things Watford tomorrow. Also, another announcement. Me and Robin are going to be on, or Robin and I are going to be on Love Sport Radio 7 till 8. We're going to be hosting the Watford fan show. Unfortunately, Andy can't make it, so we're covering. Me and Robin, I'll tweet out. So if you follow me, the links will be in the description on my Instagram, Twitter. I'll probably tweet out when and where you can find the radio show. Really looking forward to it. A lot of things to discuss. Obviously, Gracia, according to the Telegraph, has been offered a new 3-year contract. The likes of Success, Cathcart, Prodal in the international games. Actually, Cathcart was playing Prodal Northern Ireland versus Austria. So there was a lot of games going on yesterday. I would have liked to see Chalobah yesterday. Unfortunately, that didn't materialise. But yeah, a lot of Watford players on international duty. Might do a little bit of a fan phone-in, whether you agree with Gracia's deal, the team you'd like to see for Wolves, reflecting on Bournemouth. So a lot of things to talk about on the radio show. But I thought, why not do a Q&A? And hopefully you guys have sent in a few questions. So, wish Shane a happy birthday. Absolute legend. Right, first question. How annoyed are you that the Everton game has changed to a Monday night? That is really annoying me because Silva's not going to get the stick he deserves, number one, because obviously not a lot of Watford fans are going to be able to make it unless you go by coach and want to get back about 4 o'clock in the morning. Then fair play to you. Yeah, they should be given knighthoods, anyone who does go to that game. The trains won't be running after the game because obviously Monday night, that late, won't happen. Probably going to have to stay over, which is a lot of money, and obviously a lot of fans don't really want to spend that money, and I'm really debating whether to go because it is on Monday Night Football, so we will get a good bit of analysis, basically a show dedicated to Watford and Everton. Really good game as well. I would have thought Sky would have put it on their Saturday Night Football, but yeah, it's a real shame that Watford fans won't be able to create a good atmosphere because I doubt a lot of them will go to that game against Everton at Goodison Park on Monday night. I think it's 10th of December. Shane's going to stay over. Yeah, it's a tough one to get to. I'm a little bit annoyed about it, to be honest. But I guess a good change is Chelsea versus Watford on Boxing Day, 7:30 kickoff. That is going to be a tasty game. I'm really looking forward to that one. The Bournemouth game's been moved to the 2nd of January, I believe. So that one's a little bit frustrating as well. Would have been nice to play on New Year's Day. Hi Jacob, do you think that Ben Wilmot will be getting a run out anytime soon? Funny you should say that, Joe. I actually think Ben Wilmot should be playing against Wolves next week. And I know it's a big shout, but he proved it against Reading, he proved it in pre-season, and he proved it against a really good Spurs side. Granted, it was their second team, but better than a lot of teams in the Premier League, that he can step up and perform. And he was actually playing in central midfield, which he's not actually known for. He started his career at Stevenage as a central midfielder. He then moved back to centre-back as he got a little bit older. I know he's only young, but as he got a little bit older through the academy and has stayed there ever since. But then Gracia's seen that he can play central midfield as well. So I think Ben Wilmot should be given a run out. I really do think that. And against Wolves with the suspensions, I think he could cope. I like to see it, and I like Gracia to put a bit of faith in Wilmot because I think he has the talent, I think he has the attitude, I think he has the discipline. It's whether he opts for Adrian Mariappa, but I would understand if Gracia did go for Adrian Mariappa over Wilmot, but I think he will make the bench, and I really do think that. Who's the ladies' man of the channel? We'll say Robin. Shane's close second. Do you think we'll bounce back against Wolves, Jimmy? It's a big one. I think if we start anything like we did against Bournemouth, then we're in trouble. First 20 minutes, if we play like that, like we did at home against Bournemouth, then we are in big trouble because Wolves are a better side than Bournemouth. No disrespect to Bournemouth, but Wolves are a different calibre. To come up from the Championship and have the players they have, the likes of Rui Patricio, João Moutinho, Ruben Neves, Costa, Jimenez up front, Bolly at the back, Connor Cody. There's a lot of quality in that team, a lot of quality. So it will be difficult for Watford. And the way we're playing at the minute, and especially that last game against Bournemouth, I'm not full of confidence whatsoever that we can go and pick up a result. Can we bounce back? I hope we can. After such a good start to the season, it was a bit of a sucker punch to really not come through with a result against Bournemouth and to not play very well at all. And to lose 4-0. And as Shane says in the comments, he's nervous for Wolves. I'm nervous as well. I know it's a week away, but there's a real run of fixtures now for Watford where we need to be targeting points. Wolves away is a big one, like 100%. I think we have to get a draw away. Then Huddersfield at home, Newcastle away, Southampton away. So those 4 fixtures, I've said it how many times, they're season defining. I know it's early on, it's October, November, but it gets that Christmas period. And if you start before that period, we have to play Liverpool, City, Chelsea, difficult games in that Christmas period. Tottenham at the end of January as well. So if we go into that run of fixtures, and December's a crucial time in any Premier League season, with a bad run, then I think it could be in trouble. Wolves will be very tough. Simple Cool Stuff says, I think we'll get smacked. I hope we don't. Completely agree, Jacob. Cheers. Yeah, Handy and I agree, turning point fixture. Joe Bumpus, will Deeney or Gray be dropped for success? And I really hope someone would touch on this during this Q&A live. I think success does deserve a run out. I think it should be for Andre Gray or Troy Deeney, but I think it would work if Deeney was the man to play alongside success. I think Andre Gray was pretty poor against Bournemouth. I think Deeney was as well, but are you going to drop your captain? No. Are you going to drop Andre Gray, someone who didn't really affect the game much? At least Deeney was winning a few headers. Yeah, it's a tough one. But I think, to be honest, I actually think Success could be our best striker at Watford, out of Deeney, Gray, and Success. Success is a combination of Deeney's strength and Gray's pace, but he also has a finish as well. So I think Success does deserve a run out against Wolves, especially against the likes of Bully, who could bully Andre Gray. I think Success could give him a real good run out. But you could argue, is Success better as an impact sub? Let me know down in the comment section. I think Isaac is very good off the bench. We're yet to see him. Obviously, we did see him against Spurs. We saw him against Reading, and that's all well and good. But we need him to be hitting the ground running if he comes into the side. And it's a lot of pressure on him. I think against Wolves away, it's a difficult place to go. But I would put him in for Andre Gray. I really would, because I think Success is a really good striker and probably could deliver 10-15 goals for us if he gets firing. Joe Elson, what do you think about us targeting the 2 Milan centre-halves of Masaccio and Ranocchia? Heard that Gino is looking at them to help push for Europa League. We have seen the latter at Hull. Yeah, I heard about these rumours in the Italian press. I think it's Masaccio and Ranocchia. 2 pretty good centre-backs. I know Masaccio was at Villarreal, Argentinian centre-half, plays for AC Milan at the minute. Very good. Apparently, AC Milan are not willing to let him go. He's got quite a long contract there as well. Ranocchia is more of a realistic one, I think. There were links, I think, when Marco Silva was at the club, especially with his time at Hull, that he was going to bring him to Watford on a loan deal, but that never materialised. Will Ranocchia come to Watford? But I think all I'd say is, don't get your hopes up for those 2 signings. I'd be very surprised if any of them did happen. But what it does tell to all Watford fans is that we're targeting a centre-half and that the board aren't happy with our centre-back cover at the minute. You look at, I don't think Gracia rates Prodal. Mariappa, I love the man, but is he, how do you word this? Is he a player that you could see integral in a Europa League campaign. I'm not too sure. We have to get there first. But I think the Pozzos have always worked that they look down the line. They look ahead massively. They would have had Gracia in place even when they appointed Silva. They'll have the next manager already lined up if Gracia does fail. But that's not my point. My point is that the Pozzos look ahead massively. And these two signings highlight that we are looking for another centre-half. We're looking for a centre-half who's good enough to play in the Europa League, who's probably better than what we've already got. And partner Christian Kabasele, I think Craig Cathcart is a brilliant defender. He hasn't played very well recently, but he's a very good defender. But is he calibre? Is he the kind of calibre of defender that can take us to the next level? I'm not too sure, and I don't think the board are too sure either. So it does highlight that the board are looking at a new centre-half, that Giraldi has been looking to recruit a new centre-back as well. But will those two come to the club? I'm not 100% sure. The Masaccio one is unlikely. Ranocchia maybe, but yeah, I think it does just show that Watford are looking for another central defender. Daz's Football Stand Evening, Jacob. Can Watford become title contenders? I think they can if they don't start bottling games. I don't think we can, mate. I'd love to think that we could, but I'm not too sure about that. I think a lot of, not really Watford fans actually. It was more fans outside of Watford who thought that realistically we could maybe get top 4, but that was just not going to happen. I think all Watford fans knew that. But I do agree with your last point. I think they can do well if they don't start bottling games. I think that's 100% true. We go on a really good run and then we just seem to flop and go on a horrible run of form. So I do agree with that last bit. We need to stop bottling games. It was a theme under Silva. Sorry about that. Nice bit of Rubicon. Do you like Rubicon? I love Rubicon. But yeah, we need to stop bottling games. It's becoming a regular theme. Joe Elson, I agree again, yes. I also heard that we are after Nantes striker Salah, who we previously had a 15 million bid rejected for in the summer. What do you think about that one? I also heard about this one. He doesn't start for Nantes, but he's a very prolific striker. I think in the last 3 seasons he scored about 30 goals. He's more than Deeney and Gray in what we have currently. He's about 6'4", target man. He's used as an impact sub at Nantes. 15 million. I think we do need another striker. I've said that for a while. I think all Watford fans know we need another striker. How many times have we said that we just lack a prolific goal scorer? We thought we had that with Deeney this season, the way he's been playing, but Gray, I think we've actually got all our hopes on our success. He's someone who, if he hits the ground running, can score a lot of goals for us. But I think we do need another striker, and I wouldn't mind that Salah bloke. Luke Paul says, what's going on with 90 Min? No fan voices lately. Yeah, no, I don't really 100% know what's happening with that, mate. But yeah, still working with 90 Min, which is really enjoyable, and hopefully can get in the studio more in the future. Charlie Rowan says, what do you think has been our best player? Who do you think has been our best player this season? Blimey, I can't read. This Rubicon's got to my head. Who do you think has been our best player this season? I think Holebas is up there. I think Will Hughes was up there prior to the Bournemouth game. I'll just kind of eliminate the Bournemouth game. I'd say Holebas, Hughes, Pereira, for obvious reasons, scoring goals. I'd probably say Troy as well. But there's been a lot of stand-up players. I think Holebas is probably someone who actually is probably my player of the season so far, because everyone doubted him prior to the start of the season. Pereira, we all knew he had ability, but Holebas got a lot of stick. We thought Messina was going to go straight in there, but as soon as Messina, came into the club, Holebas has taken his game to another level, so I would probably say Holebas. Maxi, yeah, fair play. Kabasele, yeah, that's another good shout as well. He's been someone who's played pretty well, but the Bournemouth game is really kind of, I don't know, I don't want to be too negative, but it's just kind of, yeah, I was really excited with that run we had at the start of the season. It's just kind of gone a little bit flat. The Fulham game was the one we should have won, and that would have made it a bit better, but yeah, frustrating. Joe Elson says, heard about Hector Herrera of Porto too, which would be a great signing. I heard links in previous windows. What do you think about that one, Jacob? Yeah, Hector Herrera. Did a bit of research on this one. I doubt that one will materialise. Only reason being, I think there was something to do with the press mixing up our scout being there when it was another club scout. But very good player. Would like him at Watford. Champions League quality, obviously, with Porto playing in European competition in the last how long, for a lot of last few years anyway. So it would be a good addition. Unlikely though, I think. IMADS TV, do you know who we are after Wolves? Because if we beat Wolves, I feel like momentum will bump up again. After Wolves, we had Huddersfield at home, which I can't make, unfortunately. I'm away on a trip. I'm actually off to China, but I'll be back, probably missing Newcastle, but I'll be back for Southampton. But yeah, I think if Huddersfield if we lose to Wolves, then Huddersfield is huge. Chalobah start against Wolves, says Angus. Yes. Now, let me know in the comment section. There's 32 of you watching at the moment. I would start Chalobah, but who for? Do you put him in for Capoue or do you put him in for Doucouré? I would put him in for... Now, Capoue started the season really, really well. Doucouré hasn't. So based on form, I'd probably start Chalobah. However, if you're looking at ability, you'd probably keep Doucouré in. But I'd actually drop Doucouré for Chalobah. Let me know. Charlie Rowan, do you think we will turn our form around? Yeah, I do think we will. Well, I hope we do. And if so, what changes do you think we should make? So, as I've said before, there's going to be enforced changes. I won't look to the Wolves game. If we're talking about just tactical changes, I'd probably bring in... I know we conceded 4 goals, but I think it was the midfield that let us down. I'd bring in Chalobah for Doucouré. I'd bring in Deulofeu for Hughes. I'd bring in Success for Gray. Simple, cool stuff. I'd drop Doucouré. Will says Doucouré. Joe also says Capoue over Doucouré. 100%. I think Doucouré's got to be dropped. I know he signed a 5-year contract and he is one of our best players on his day. He's a brilliant player and that's why the big clubs are in for him. But Capoue's been really good since the start of the season. I have to admit that. Really, really good so far. I'm hoping... The thing is with Capoue, right, he always starts really well, but then he just drops off. That's my worry. I'm really worried about Capoue in that sense because he'll play like you remember the start of the Mazzari season, he scored against Southampton, he scored against Chelsea at home, and then he just went missing. You didn't really see a lot from him from there on. So if you can keep that up, then brilliant. But Doucouré has to be dropped for Wolves if Chalobah's going to come in. Let me know any other questions, guys. Is FIFA the only Xbox game you play? No, I also play a couple of others. I don't just sweat out FIFA. Oh, it's hot. So hot in here. Rubicon for the win. Score prediction against Wolves. Optimistic 2-2. Realistically, probably a 3-1 loss. Yeah, I'll give you a game, Jacob. Let me know any other questions, guys. Is there anything you want to know about the channel, myself, anything that's going with it? Watford, more than happy to take any questions about that, obviously. There's a lot to talk about. As I said, I'll be on Love Sport Radio tomorrow with Robin, talking all things Watford. Right, in the comment section, should Watford give Javi Gracia a new 3-year contract? Reported by the Telegraph that we're on the verge of announcing it. Pretty much, I agree that we should give him a new contract. If I'm honest, 3 years though that's the talking point really. Should we give him a 3 or just a 1-year contract extension? If Deulofeu starts, do we go 4-3-3 or does he replace Hughes? Personally, I'd go with the 4-2-2-2 in for Hughes. Yeah, I think keep it 4-4-2 or 4-2-2-2. Put in Deulofeu for Hughes. Looked a bit leggy, Hughes, actually. I would give him a little bit of a break. I know we had the internationals, but chuck Deulofeu back in. Different calibre player on the right. And I actually think, pardon me, I said it on the radio the other day, that I actually think Will Hughes is getting penalised for playing in that right mid position. I actually think if he was playing in that central midfield position, just in front of the back four, in the pockets, picking up the ball, I think he would be in Gareth Southgate's squad at the moment. But because he's shifted out to the right midfield and right wing position, I don't think Southgate really rates him at the moment. Until he sees him in his favoured position, that's when he'll start to put him in. Do you like Sema? I do like him. I like him on FIFA. Do I like him in real life? I think the physical attributes are there. The end product isn't at the moment, but I've only seen one game, well, two games. I saw him in the preseason, that doesn't really count. You've got Reading, Spurs. Reading, he was good. Spurs, he was awful. Joe, WD18 on the phone. Morocco versus Comoros on the laptop. Saturdays don't come much better than this. Love it. Jacob says, yes, new 3-year deal. I agree. Yep. Seen the stat that Wolves haven't lost at home in all 2018, something like that. Well, Nuno Espirito Santos won the Manager of the Month. So, is that going to be a curse? Hopefully it will be for next Saturday. That's their first game after he won that award. Yes, new 3-year deal. I say 2. 1 year, 2 year, 1 year. I would wait until the end of the season before giving him a contract. That's a fair point. Will Amrabat, you got to love him. Whereabouts do you live? I don't think I'll say that on the internet. I meant 4-4-2, lol. I say 4-4-2, Delafeu right mid. Charlie Rowan says, remember last season where you were starting a FIFA 18 Watford Cremo? Can you start that again? I've started one, Charlie. I've done 2 episodes so far. Very debatable start. It's harder and ultimate. Very, very difficult. You have to be clinical as. So I'm finding it difficult, but I'm enjoying it. Hughes should play in centre mid instead of Decore. I have to disagree, Callum. I don't think Will Hughes can play in that 4-4-2 role. He has to play in an attacking midfield position. Decore is a better player. I know he hasn't been playing that well that recently, but I'd play Decore in that deeper role all day over Hughes. Will you do a FUT team series on FIFA? Yeah, that's a good idea in the future if the career mode goes flat, Jacob. Most games he's drifting into the middle. I presume that's Hughes showing he wants to play in the middle. Yeah, I guess so. But so someone like Southgate, he can't see Will Hughes every week. Then he's going to favour the likes of Jadon Sancho, who are playing again at Borussia Dortmund, in their favoured position. So he automatically gets priority. You should do a worst ever Watford 11. Yeah, that's a very good idea. Luke, Jacob, try and beat me in Watford career. Got us into the Champions League first season. Fair play. Let me know your signings. Might have to copy her. Not in use. Didier and Dong officially gone. He's been borrowing money off of Aubameyang. Don't understand that. Football fan chat. Could you answer my DM on Twitter? I'll have a look, mate. He's just been signed by Third. Has he? I didn't know that. Pro Club Series. Good idea. Hanyon says, I'd actually wait until after January transfers to give Gracia a contract. I like that. To see if the recruitment's good, see our form. I think the Christmas period's big in Watford season. Yeah, how many times have we seen it where we just capitulate? Last year was a prime example of it. So you could argue maybe after the January window, then assess it then. But I guess you have to keep faith in your manager, and it will be a big statement to Javi that the Pozzo's back him and they trust him to take this club forward. What do you think? Who do you think Watford should buy and how much? I mean, if you're talking FIFA, I can maybe, but there's just so many players, mate. It'd be tough. But in terms of positions, I think we need another striker. I think we need another centre back, and I think we're just missing. Yeah, a striker and a centre back priority. Chris Money, what's the best cooking time for Basmati rice? I think it's 2 to 2.5 minutes. Depends. Everyone's favourite Uncle Ben. If you follow the instructions of him, then it's a little bit different. But if you put it in the pot, I'm not too sure. But I normally just microwave it. Luke said he signed Garlo, Sancho and Benassi. That's all blimey. Great business. What's Troops like? Absolute lad. Really nice bloke. Luke, 4-3-3. Yeah, good shout. I think we should maybe look to do that, especially away from home. Not at home, because we need to keep more of the ball, but away from home. Well, actually, no, you could maybe play 4-3-3 at home, but we're quite susceptible on the break, and I guess, yeah, 4-3-3. Yeah, I think that's not a bad shout. Maybe play Success as a winger, maybe drop Pereira back to centre midfield. There's a lot of options you could do with that, so I like that from Luke. When's my next 90min vlog? I'm not too sure. Charlie Rowan, what's your plan on doing a 5k sub special? We'll have to see when we hit that, so make sure you do subscribe to WD18. Thanks for all the support recently, by the way. I didn't really mention that. The Instagram's grown massively. The Twitter's gone up massively. Just hit 3,000 on the YouTube, so hopefully we can hit that 5k mark by the end of the campaign. Yeah. Absolutely knackered. Been a big day. As I said, I'll be at the Watford Ladies game tomorrow, so if you can come along, that'd be great. Maybe have a little chat with you, if you can make it. What's Marvin Ziegler's future at Watford? Right, if you haven't heard already, Marvin Ziegler got sent off in the under-23 game against Millwall yesterday. He slapped another player. Let me just find it on Twitter. There's like Miguel Britos also got sent off. It was unbelievable. Or he conceded a goal. Was it an own goal? Let me have a little look. Watford FC. So Britos and Ziegler were playing. The Millwall goal, Tom Bradshaw scores from the penalty spot after Miguel Britos fouled Rob Harvey, which is just great and shows how good he is. And then Watford tweeted just after the second half, I believe, it's an uphill task for Watford FC now. They're 2-0 down to Millwall, and Marvin Ziegler has been shown a straight red for apparently slapping one of the players in the face, which is incredible. Watford didn't actually mention that on their Twitter page, but Millwall tweeted, red card for Watford Ziegler, who reacts to Brown's foul with what first looked to be a kick-out, followed by a slap to the face. So Marvin Ziegler staying classy, out of the first-team squad. Unbelievable. He's got to go. It's one of the few signings where Newcastle away, he was brilliant, and I'm not going to take that away from him. The crosses, he played really well in that 5-3-2 system, 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it, as a wing-back. Obviously led to Hughes' really nice goal into the corner, the long-range effort, and also the own goal. But with Marvin, he has to go. We spent £3 million and penny pinched on a left-back who doesn't really have ability, and he's not Premier League quality. It was definitely a Silver's recommendation, but nah, not for me at all. He needs to go. Get him out. Fernando Forestieri and Igalo have to come back. Imagine. For sentimental reasons, I wouldn't mind Forestieri back as an impact sub. Igalo, I think he's lost it in China. He's really lost it from what I've been reading and stuff. He just isn't the same player. Would you take Sahar to Watford? Would you take Sahar into Watford? Honesty, please. I would take Sahar for his ability, for his attitude, no way. I think his attitude's absolutely awful. But his ability, no one can question that. He's one of the best players outside the top six, and he's a game changer and can perform on the big stage. He's proven it a lot of times for Palace, and realistically, without him, I think Palace would struggle. Watford related, if you don't go to some away games, will you do a live commentary of the game like you did at Bournemouth away last season? That's a brilliant idea, Watford related. Let's just have a little look at some of the fixtures that I will be going to this season. Obviously, I won't be able to make Wolves, but Robin and Shane will be providing all the content for that one. Huddersfield, as I said, I'm in China on a trip, so won't be able to make that one. Newcastle might be a struggle. I'll have a little look about that one, but I will do a live stream commentary style kind of thing for that. Southampton I'll be going to. So Newcastle, maybe look out for a live stream reaction, commentary, whatever you want to call it. But you guys seem to like them. Thoughts on Bristol giving penalty away? Never, yeah, no, shock. Sam Maloney. Is that Sam on the fan cams? If it is, absolute lad. Where do you think Watford will finish in the table? I think, optimistically, top 10. Realistically, probably 14th. I just have a feeling it's going to be a similar pattern, but I hope to be proven wrong. I really hope to be proven wrong. I don't think we'll get relegated, though. No way. I think we've got too much quality for that. Touch wood. Even though this is metal, but yeah, touch wood. If Penaranda gets his work permit, would you play him? It's tough, Luke. I really can't see a future for Penaranda. I've been hearing that he had issues with his work permit from a source. Yeah, he's struggling to get his papers over the line. God knows how we've got Richarlison's done, let alone how we haven't got Penaranda's done, let alone Richarlison, because yeah, that was really odd, but it's just taken a while, hasn't it? I can't see Penaranda. And Cucho Hernandez, another player, if you haven't heard of him, he's been scoring the goals. He's been called up to the Colombia squad. Can't see him really playing for Watford. So we scout really good players, but we just can't get them into the Premier League. That's the issue at the minute. Do you think we should sign Butland in the summer? No, Callum, because of Foster. I don't think it's worth spending £30 million for Jack Butland, and I think he'll want... no disrespect to us, and realistically he won't want to be coming to Watford when he's got offers from the likes of probably Chelsea, Arsenal, maybe even Liverpool as a backup goalkeeper. I'm not too sure, but he'll have lots of offers to go abroad, etc. Not at Watford, I don't think. Should we get Timothy Ware on loan in January if he's available? Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely should get... Is he a striker? I'm not really sure. Is that George Ware's son? Because if he's anything like him, then blimey, what a player George Ware was. Timothy Ware. Plays for Paris Saint-Germain, 18 years old. Yeah, he is the son of George Ware. Yeah, he's a forward. Yeah, it's not a bad shout, to be fair. But no, I think there's probably it's unrealistic, I think. You can't really chuck someone into the deep end. We need someone who's a proven goal scorer, 100%. Should Success be starting? I think he should be instead of Andre Gray, especially for Wolves. I don't know what that man has to do to deserve a starting place. He's been playing really, really well in the Carabao Cup. He's taken his chances, and I think that he does deserve a start up front, especially alongside Troy Deeney. I think that could be a really powerful combination. I subscribe. What player would you like to sign in January? As I've said, centre back, striker. Don't know the names and wouldn't be able to predict knowing our transfer policy. Very difficult. I would talk about Chelsea, but it's not really a Chelsea channel, is it? So we'll keep away from that. But hopefully beat them on Boxing Day. I think it's Boxing Day. Yeah, it's Boxing Day. What should the lineup be for Wolves? Right. Let me know down in the comment section now what would be your lineup. My lineup would be Foster in goal. At right back, I'd go for Kiko. I need to check the team news, actually. I'd go for Kabasele. Oh, no, Kabasele's red carded. That's brilliant. Oh, no, this suspension is going to do my head in. So, I'd actually put in Wilmot. I would put in Wilmot. It probably will be Mariappa, but I'd put in Wilmot. Femenir, Wilmot, Cathcart, Holobas suspended, so I'd go Messina. I'd go Delafay on the right, Chalobah, Capoue, Pereira, Success and Deeney up front. Let me know in the comments. Did you see how much Monaco have earned in the 4 years on players? Blimey. Yeah, I know. Their transfer business is unbelievable. To get some of the players out, obviously Mbappe was a massive part of that. Do you regret selling Richarlison? No. The way Pereira's been playing? No, 100% not. For the money we got for him, it's a brilliant deal. I really, and I know a lot of fans disagree with me, but I wish Richarlison all the best for the future. Obviously, when they play Watford, I don't want them to win. That is an obvious statement. I'm not saying that. But what I mean is, he's been called up to the Brazil squad. He's thankful to the fans of Watford. He's thankful to the club for giving him the opportunity to play in the Premier League, to prove his worth, to prove his ability. He's got a big money move to a side who are going to be paying him more. Probably have, how do you word it? There's a lot more pressure on Everton to do well than there is Watford. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, it's a move to get him into the headlines and get him into the spotlight. So I wish him the best of luck for the future. He's gone on good terms. I don't really see where Watford fans have an issue with Richarlison, but Marco Silva is a completely different story. Right, Luke's gone Foster, Kiko, Cathcart, Maps, Messina, Capoue, Chalobah, Deeney, Pereira, Success, and Delafeu. Completely agree with that. Maybe, yeah, Maps or Wilmot, but I wouldn't mind seeing Wilmot. Foster, Navarro, Maps, Cathcart, Messina, Capoue. Yeah, I think the only one maybe you could change is Wilmot with Mariappa, but will Gracia go Wilmot? I'm not 100% sure, but I would like to see him. I think he's a very good player. Who do you think is our best youth player coming up? That's a really good point, actually. With Watford at the minute, we have with our business in the summer particularly, the likes of bringing in Wilmot, Keena, obviously big players. The under-23s probably won't have a future at Watford. Very rarely. Maybe Ryan Cassidy, someone who's come through the system. He's a very good player, Irish striker, scoring in the goals. In the under-23s, under-18s, etc. But you obviously got Pontus Dahlberg. He could be classed as a bright prospect. You've obviously got the likes of Ben Wilmot. You've got the likes of, I'm just double checking I haven't missed anyone. Keena, brilliant. I think he's a brilliant player. I could see him being integral in a Watford team. You could even argue Isaac's success. I think he's 22, Isaac. Still young, but I think Keena, Ryan Cassidy's our best young prospect. Keena's one I thought who has the most natural ability, but I think Wilmot and Keena I think are brilliant. I think they're really, really good players. They've just slotted into the team seamlessly and have proven to Gracia that they're more than capable of performing at Premier League level. Prediction for Wolves, I think I've already said, I think 2-2 hopefully. I'll take a point, 100% take a point. I have nothing against Richarlison wanting to play under Silva. Good luck to him. Thanks for the last minute goals. Completely agree, Luke. 100%. Would a player like Stefan Jovetic be a realistic target in January to challenge Grandini? I think it is a realistic target. He's a prolific striker. Whether they'd want to move to Watford is another story. But a type of striker like that who's a proven goal scorer at City was very good. He's proven it at other clubs abroad as well. So, no, 100%. He's a player that I wouldn't mind at Watford. Best away day in the Premier League. Tough one. There's a few. That's actually a really big question. I'd probably say Palace for the atmosphere in terms of in the away end. I'd probably say Bournemouth's not a bad one if you can get tickets for it, obviously. West Brom last season, Swansea were absolutely brilliant. Like last year. Southampton's quite a good one actually because you get a massive allocation. So I'd say Southampton's up there. Some nice places to go as well. What do you think is our most exciting fixture this season? Probably the Everton game. Actually, no, because it's now Monday Night Football. It's probably not the most exciting. Everton, obviously the top 6 teams. I think when we host Man City, Liverpool, etc., they're the ones that could get a bit tasty. And I fancy our chances. We, pardon me, always seem to pull it out of the bag. How did WD18 start? It started about a year ago. Me and Robin had both the same idea. We met up, discussed it, and literally got going with it. Didn't really think it'd get to this point, if I'm being honest, but loving doing it. Hopefully you guys are too. Really appreciate the sport, like always. Really, really appreciate the sport. And hopefully you can kick on because doing well at the minute. Yeah, we released him. I think he's on trial at QPR, Luke, Charlie Rowan. I'd like to see Keane play against Wolves. I think he should be on the bench, Jacob, 100%. Callum says, do you play Football Manager? I do play Football Manager, but it's finding the time to do it because I probably do it on train journeys, but it's very difficult to have the time to do it. What do you make of... I'll do a couple more questions. So last question, any last question. I don't want to go on too long, guys, but thank you for getting involved with the Q&A. What do you think about Marcus Silva? Because I love him. Obviously, it's an Everton fan at the minute. I'm not a massive fan of him, if I'm honest. I'll keep it clean. I think the way he dealt with Watford, it was unacceptable, really, to go behind the club's back. Not a massive fan of him, and no Watford fan is really. As I said, it was a shame. It's not like a shame it is on a Monday Night Football because Watford could have made it a pretty good atmosphere, but it's going to be unlikely now. Who would you like Watford to sign from the Championship? If we could afford him, Grealish, I think he's a player that would be brilliant. If we change the system, I think he would be fantastic. But I guess he's similar to Hughes. Can maybe... I think now Wolves have gone up. There's less players that I would want from the Championship, if I'm being honest. Oh, there is a player I would like, Pontus Jansson from Leeds. I think he's brilliant. That's a player I would really like. Pontus Jansson from Leeds. I think he's a quality player. Centre-back, top draw, hard as nails. What are your thoughts on Akaka? Can't see him having a future in a Watford shirt. When he's fit and when he's firing, unstoppable. Him and success up front would be lethal. But... yeah, no. I think Akaka, we won't be seeing him anytime soon. Score prediction for Wolves, 2-2. Hopefully, we'll take a point. Could see us losing, though. Jacob, who's your favourite player? Right, I'll do one more question after this. I'll pick one. I'll leave it for 30 seconds. One more question. Jacob, who's your favourite player? My favourite player when he's fully fit is Nathaniel Chalobah. I love Abdoulaye Doucouré when he's firing. I like Cabs. I actually like all the Watford players, but if I had to pick one player, probably Chalobah. He's so elegant on the ball, and as a central midfielder, it's so tough to be look that good and make it look effortless. And I think he could go on to big things. Really do think that. And Dean said on Monday Night Football, he's probably in his prime a £50 million player, and I honestly believe that. If Richarlison's going for that amount of money, Chalobah's definitely up there when he's fully fit. It's just keep him fit. That's the issue. So, I'll leave it for 30 seconds. I'm just going to have a sip of my Rubicon. One more question. Thanks for joining the live stream, guys. If you want to follow me, I didn't mention this. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, then the links are in the description. It says follow Jacob on his socials. Click the link. It's at Coleshaw17 on Twitter. It's at JM Coleshaw on Instagram. Make sure you do obviously follow WD18 on Twitter and Instagram. That's WD18 fans. My name on Twitter is at Cultural17 Victorious Gaming. Oh. Right. Right, I think that the question I'm going to pick is from thoughts on Ken Sema. This is a really good talking point. Thoughts on Ken Sema. I'm still on the fence. He looks like a very different style of player, though. I don't know if that's a good thing, but he seems to have a good attitude. Ken Sema, I mean, he's only been at the club since, what, June, July? And he's already divided opinion, especially in the Watford fan base. As I mentioned before, he played in the pre-season games. Thought he looked very powerful. Didn't really show a lot in terms of going forward, but quick, strong, physical attributes are up there, one of the best at the club. I mean, I'd say probably Troy's Success, Kabasele, Akaka as well up there. There's a few players. Messina I'd probably throw in the mix as well. So a lot of physical players at Watford, but for his build, etc., I think Sema is a real unit and has the potential and the physical attributes to go on to that next level. But the Spurs game really did frustrate me. I think if Pereira was playing that game, it would have been a different story. To have that killer edge up front, his end product was awful. Didn't actually offer a lot. He just didn't really seem to get in the game. He drifted in and out of it. Didn't show his best ability. However, as you said, Mr. Briz, he looks a very different style of play. He's a raw, unorthodox style of play, which is good. I think he'll be more of an impact sub. I really do think that. Someone who could come on against a tight defence and change the game. I don't think he's a player that will be starting at Watford Football Club anytime soon. Just don't think... Pereira's a different kettle of fish when it comes to that left-hand side position. He's a different gravy. But Ken Sema, I think he's more of an impact sub. But he does seem to have a good attitude and he seems to be warming to the fans in some respect, especially on social media. Yeah, no, I think he's definitely one who's an impact sub. Anyway, that is the end of the Q&A. Thank you so much for watching the live stream and watching the Q&A live. Might do another one in the November international break. Why are there so many international breaks? FA, why? Well, it's not their decision, but why? Little rant. Why is the UEFA Nations League treated as a real big thing? I just don't get it. I know it's about ranking points and all that rubbish, but I just could not care. It's just another friendly, and yesterday highlighted it. Ugh, can't stand it, really. Really cannot stand it. Too many international breaks. We only had the September one a couple of weeks ago, but after the November one, that is when the fixtures come thick and fast. And it gets very tasty in Watford season. So thank you very much for watching the live stream. Thank you very much to anyone who put in a question and making this video possible. Make sure you subscribe to WD18. Make sure you like the video. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you can, listen to Love Sport Radio, 7 to 8 tomorrow, the Watford Fan Show with me and Robin. That'll be hopefully a really, really good show. And I'll put the whole show on YouTube. So if you do miss it, you can catch up. It'll be an hour-long show. So if you can tune in, that would be absolutely fantastic. Live and maybe call in. I'll tweet out, so make sure you do follow me on Twitter. I'll tweet out all the details. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to WD18. Don't forget to leave a like. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter at WD18fans. Watford Ladies tomorrow if you fancy it. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.